Everyone. We're going to start off the players portion of today's press conference. Here we are with Mac Jones. First question, we'll go over to Michael Casagrande.
Hey, Mac. We just wondering, what do you remember about the one play you ran at LSU 2 years ago when you had to come in for Tua?
Yeah, I was definitely younger back then, and I do think about that a lot, but, a lot has changed, and that was definitely a moment where I wish I was more prepared, and I'll make sure that happens this week with my preparation. But, that was like 3 years ago or whatever, but I do remember going in, and it was a really cool atmosphere, but I feel like I could have been more prepared to help our team.
Over to James Ogletree for the next question.
Yeah, Mac, people talk about instincts for playing the quarterback position a lot, and calling them instincts kind of makes it seem like it's inherent and it's just something you either have or you don't have. But is that true, or are those things like pocket presence and just what people call the instincts of playing quarterback? Can you develop those and improve those, or are they truly instincts and you either have it or you don't?
Yeah, I think you can develop anything at the quarterback position. So if you work on it and practice and emulate game-like situations, and you can really do anything. So some people have a better feel than others, but if you practice like anything else, it's just second nature.
Chris Walsh, over to you.
Mac, how much of your success this season do you think is the fact that you have the same offensive coordinator as last year?
Yeah, it definitely helps. Coach Sark's done a great job calling great plays every game and preparing us really well. And obviously with as many guys we had back from last year on offense, to step in and just kind of do what I'm supposed to do has been really easy because, like we always say, we have the best skill players, best offensive line, best running backs, best tight ends, and a really good offensive coach. So put it all together and, good things happen, and we'll just continue to do that.
John Zener, go ahead.
Yeah, Matt, what have you seen? LSU's defense always has talented players, but this year they've given up more yards and points than we're used to seeing. What have you seen from them on film and in games you've seen so far?
Yeah, I think that's a good point by saying they have really good players, because they really do have great players. All those guys are really highly recruited out of high school. Some of them are young. They have some old guys too, but they do have a new defensive coordinator this year, and they've kind of been working through some bumps and bruises, but they've been playing a lot better, and obviously we're going to get their best shot, and we're going to expect them to come out and play their heart out. So we just have to match their intensity and go out there, and it'll be a really good game. But they have great players, and they're really starting to figure it out.
Stephen Smith, you're up.
Hey, Mac, even with the reduced number of fans, Tiger Stadium can still be a pretty hostile environment. How much pride do you take in going into an opposing team's home and taking the wind out of them, or getting a big victory in there?
Yeah, games like this is why everyone wants to get a chance to play college football. Everyone on our team looks forward to a game like this, regardless of the situation, where we get to go and play an away game against a really good team. So, nothing really changes from a mindset standpoint. You can't overlook or focus too much on something like that. Really just go out there and do your job. But at the end of the day, like I said, it's a really cool experience that we're going to have to go in there and play.
David Pashko, go ahead.
Matt, can you just talk about, I know you were happy in January when Najee announced he was coming back for his senior season, but how much more important is that now, given B-Rob's been hurt a little bit, and now with the unfortunate news with Trey Sanders?
Yeah, just starting out with Trey's situation, I had shot him a text earlier today, and I hope that he has a speedy recovery. And he was really showing a lot this season, and he's a great guy. So I just wish him well. And obviously some of the younger guys will be able to step up in this situation. And B-Rob, yeah, he's been a little bit banged up, but he's gonna have to contribute even more. And he's done a great job this year too. Just running the ball really hard, getting those 5, 6, 7, 8-yard carries that we need. So he's been great. And obviously Najee does what Najee does, and it's really exciting to get a chance to play with him for his senior year. And he's showing that he's one of the best running backs in the country, and he works really hard, and it shows on the field, and he's going to continue to do that and, lead our team, on the ground, in the pass game, and then in protection. So he's done all three of those really well.
Mike Rodak with the next question.
Yeah, Mac, you just mentioned Trey Sanders there. Just what sort of impact did that news have on the locker room, just in terms of the shock of hearing about that?
Yeah, I mean, we had our a little bit of a meeting last night, and obviously not having Trey there is difficult, but he's a great player still, but he obviously won't be with us, playing with us, but he made a lot of improvement this year, and he brings a lot of energy, and he just showed that he can bounce back from an injury before, and I think he'll do that again. So not having him will kind of hurt us a little bit, but we got to figure it out. It's just another challenge for us to maybe get a couple young guys to step up.
Kirk McNair, go ahead.
Yes, Mac. The number one ranking that Alabama got yesterday, I know the players have to, most of them at least, probably know about it. You try to keep that in some sort of perspective during the season. Number one.
Oh, I think I got your question. Sorry, it was a little breaked up. But, yeah, I mean, it's great to be considered the top team or whatever, but none of that really matters. I mean, whether you're ranked 25th, first, doesn't matter. You have to go out there and control your own destiny by winning every game. And if we can just try and win every game, then we'll, continue to go throughout the season and get a chance to play more games. But really, we just have to focus on this week, go out there and try to beat LSU, and whatever happens from there.
Over to Charlie Potter.
Hey, Mac, you mentioned those young guys at running back. Just what have you seen from Roydale and Jay so far this season?
Yeah, those guys have come in and worked really hard. They're both workhorse-type guys. They've gotten a good amount of reps throughout the year in practice. So, practice is pretty much like the game. So you just have to make sure that they know, don't overcomplicate things. And we'll make sure to get some more of those reps just to make sure we're in sync. And, they'll both have to contribute. And I think they'll do a really good job because they work hard, and it's going to show in the games.
These will be the final few questions. We'll start off with Tyler Waldrop.
Hey, Mac, I just wanted to ask you about the bye week. Nick talked about, talking to the players before those who returned home, and just reminding everyone we're in the middle of a pandemic and to be as safe as possible. I'm just wondering, what was the bye week like for you personally, and did it feel different this year, just obviously with everything concerning COVID-19 and trying to be safe?
Yeah, it was definitely a little different, and that's a good point. Coach Saban obviously was very straightforward with us about how we have to approach it. You don't know what family member is doing what, and you got to make sure that you have your mask on at all times. So, my family, I can't really speak for everybody, but I think most guys just went home, and I just went home and hung out with my family, and we kind of just spread out, and I didn't hug anybody or do anything like that. So it's definitely a little weird. And, you're eating at a different table. It's kind of like you're at the kids' table or something, but it's a little different. But, I just sat on the couch and watched football. I didn't really move that much, just watched football and got to relax.
And we'll finish up with James Ogletree.
Yeah, Mac, what's kind of your scouting report on Derek Stingley? And with a corner like that, how do you balance how much trust you have in your own receivers and maybe, I don't know if caution is the right word, but knowing that you have a great player covering them as well?
Yeah, I think Derek's done a great job this year. Not a lot of teams have tried to go after him, and I think he's proven that he's one of the best corners in college football. So you just got to watch a guy like that on tape, and you always got to know where he is on the field, because that's a player who can change a game. And he's been doing a great job this year, and he'll continue to do that. So we have to be ready. But I trust my guys, just like he probably trusts his DBs. So it all just comes back to just executing.
Thank you, Mac.
Appreciate it.
Hang tight, everyone, and we'll be bringing up the next player.